is a short presentation designed to give you some insight into what marketing really does. My name is Helen Dwight. I'm Vice President and Head of Audience Marketing at SAP for Latin America. So what is the role of marketing? Normally when I ask this question, I'm left with a very big pause, and then finally, is it events or is it promotional giveaways? And the answer is, it is not just events and giveaways. Those are a very small part of what we do, and we do so much more in marketing. So let's take a look. The first thing we do, we're a strategist and we're analysts. Whenever you want to take a product or a service and sell it to consumers, you need to know, is there a market? You need to do your homework. You need to find out, where are the best markets? What is the biggest area where you have the propensity to sell your product and service in order to maximize your revenues or to try and grow market share? So super important. Next, wherever there's a market, hopefully there's buyers. That's the objective. So you need to be a little bit of a psychologist too. You need to understand your audience. You need to understand how to communicate with them. You need to understand what their pain points are so that you can be more relevant and more specific in your communications with them. By doing this, you're going to attract them and attract them to your product, because your product or service is going to fit their needs or their pain point. And in a market where there is so much information and buyers do their research online before contacting you, it is super important that you make that communication as specific and relevant as possible, because you want to stand out ahead of the market. So being a psychologist is number 2. Number 3, as I mentioned, being a communicator is important, but also being a mathematician too. And in marketing, we talk about the 4 Ps: product, price, place, and promotion. So you need to know how to talk about your product, more importantly, where to sell your product, but one of the most critical things is, how much are you going to charge for that product and service? So this is where the math comes in. When you talk about communicating, we're in an era of content marketing. What does that mean? That means providing information, providing knowledge to your potential consumers and your customers in a way that doesn't push your products and your brand overtly. You are sharing knowledge in the hope that those individuals will come back to you, and when they come back to you, they are more likely to buy from you because you've provided them with that valuable knowledge in the first place. Number 4, and this is really important, in the other 3 steps we've been talking about the here and now, the current. But we also need to think about marketing as a player in the future. And we can think of a lot of individuals that were true visionaries, and this is what marketing does too. We have to be a visionary. First person that springs to mind, Steve Jobs. Who ever asked for an iPod? Nobody. But Steve Jobs had the vision to have this lightweight portable music device that is now part of an ever popular iPhone. Second, Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. Who ever asked for marketplaces? But now, who doesn't go to Amazon to buy anything that they ever want? Third, Mark Zuckerberg. Did anybody ever ask for an application where they could share news and information with their friends? No, but that was his vision, and look at where Facebook stands today. Fourth, Richard Branson, one of my favorite entrepreneurs. He goes into existing markets and really changes them up, and has been phenomenally successful in areas where other individuals failed. Airlines, railways, phones, you name it. Last but by no means least, Elon Musk. He's been in the news recently for taking his cars into orbit around the world, around the Earth, and he's probably going to be one of the first people that takes us to space. So without the visionary aspect, without the communication, the maths, the psychology, and the strategy, we wouldn't be marketeers. So all of this together goes to help in the customer journey, whether that is building demand, the top half of the funnel, or whether that is looking after the customer once they've purchased. And this is a relatively new area for marketing, where we need to be focused on the entire customer journey before and after the purchase. Hopefully this short insight has given you a little bit more information about marketing, and you'll remember that next time marketing is not just about events and giveaways. Thank you.